Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a little bit in disarray. I'm filming this after work. My hair is still wet, but this video is too important, so I have to get it done and so I can get it edited before the fall season is over. Today, I'm going to be doing a fall themed video because, hello and welcome to my channel. I am a straight up basic bitch and I love fall just as much as the next basic bitch out there, so I have to do at least one fall themed video. But anyway, I've done, I think for 2 years in a row, like my favorite palettes or whatever for fall. I feel like I don't have that much to add to already those list of palettes necessarily, so I'll link them below. They all stand, okay? Everything I've said, I still stand by them, but I thought I would do something a little bit different. I thought about doing blush, like best blushes for fall, but that's gonna be so skin tone dependent, I wasn't sure. So anyway, I decided on doing my favorite singles for fall. I feel like they can accompany the palettes that I've already talked about, or just any fall color story palettes that you already have. And maybe some of these you already have in your collection and have forgotten about, because I myself have forgotten about some of these. So without further ado, I'm just going to hopefully not talk about them for too long and just get into it. I have a good amount of different brands going on here. I have a few mattes, mostly shimmers. Not gonna lie to you. The first shade that I want to talk about, I'm actually wearing it today. This is a matte. This is the shade Tiger from Looxi. I will list the shadows that I talk about in the description box, and all the Looxi ones, if any aren't available, I will star them, and I guess that will go for all of these as well. Most of these should still be available, but Looxi is kind of hit and miss with what they have on their website. Anyway, this is the shade Tiger. This is a matte. It's just the most beautiful, like, orangey mustard matte that will warm and fallify any crease or any look that you want to do. I have this as my transition shade today. I feel like I don't need to talk about this too much. I actually really, really like the formula of Looxi's mattes. And for such an affordable matte shadow, I think it's just quintessential fall, in my opinion. Another quintessential fall shade is the shade Mesa or Mesa, M-E-S-A. I mean, not extraordinarily unique, but it's a beautiful matte, just delicious pumpkin orange. And I feel like this shade truly embodies fall in every aspect. And again, I really like the formula. It's affordable, so check it out. I also want to talk about, this is a shimmer. This is the shade Sunset Drive from Looxi as well. Not the most sparkly shade out there, but I think it's super, super pretty. It's kind of like a bronzy, pinky, shifting gold shade that would pair beautifully with cranberries, oranges. I mean, I feel like you could probably even do this with green, have a little contrasting moment, but I feel like it's just, again, a very quintessential fall kind of shimmer. And as soon as I saw it, I knew it had to go in this video. Another matte from Looxi. This is the shade Habanero. And I actually wasn't going to include this at first because I've already included Mesa, but I feel like this holds its own as a separate orange from Looxi. I love this because it's orange, but a little bit muted. It has a little bit more red to it. And it's fine. And it's a little bit dustier. It's not quite as bright and punchy, and I love it. Please excuse my crusty voice. This next shade I think is so pretty, and it's so beautiful. This is the shade Lady Luck, and I myself even forget to use this in my collection. It's a beautiful bright green, like limey green, shifting bronze with like a warm red undertone. Again, honestly, a very unique shadow, very affordable, and epitomizes, again, fall. This with an orange crease, you don't need anything else. Next up is the shade Slither from Looxi. I actually included this, I think, in one of my like most beautiful shadows that I own video. I think it's so unique. It's a grungy, grainy gold with a like warm undertone. It's so pretty. It's grungy, but still like not super deep. And again, it's just delicious. I mean, I'm going to run out of adjectives, but it's a really, really great fall shadow. And again, we'll pair with like greens, warm browns, mustards, oranges, like everything, all the fall mattes that you want to include with it. And then finally from Looxi, this is the shade Nirvana, a shade that's been done many times over, but I love it. I feel like it's a really, really beautiful shade, and I feel like this type of shade, which is a green with a like warm reddy base, this with an orange crease, delicious, beautiful fall grunge with a hint of color. It is so, so pretty. So honestly, this shade, but any type of like beetle, blue-brown type of shade, I feel like maybe not traditionally associated with fall, pair that with a warm toned crease or an orange crease, and it is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. Okay, I'm really excited about some of these next ones. Now I'm going to move on to Pretties for Your Face. And I always find it can be helpful, recommendations from Pretties for Your Face, because a lot of their shades differ a lot in terms of like consistency, formula-wise, textures, things like that. This, honestly, I feel like if you're gonna get one single from this video, get this one. Like, full stop, period. The shade Jack-o'-lantern from Pretties for Your Face. I really, really hope it's still available. It is the best sparkly orange I have. It looks intimidating. It looks like it's going to be super chunky and thick on your lids. It's not. Once you get it on there and do a little, blend the edges or whatever, it doesn't look thick. It doesn't look chunky. It just looks like a really beautiful sparkly orange. There's some gold sparkles in here. It's the perfect pumpkin orange. It's named Jack-o'-lantern. Pretty sure it was Halloween themed anyway, and Pretties for Your Face is so affordable, and they do sales all the time, so I love this shade so incredibly much. The next shade that I want to talk about is the shade Electrified. Again, maybe, well, not again, but this may not be traditionally associated with fall, but this is like Halloween fall to me. It's, first of all, super sparkly, not super thick sparkle, but just beautiful sparkly. It's a purple with a like a greeny gold shift. It reminds me of Halloween and witches so much. It's so, so pretty and so unique. It's a little bit of like a grungier kind of duochrome, and I think this for Halloween is such a beautiful shade. Next up, we have the shade Golden Glitz for your just, again, basic bitch shade. If you want a beautiful, I was gonna say bronze, but this almost is just like a neutral, yeah, I guess it's like a bronze. It's like a lighter bronze, but it's just such a beautiful, sparkly bronze that doesn't lean too warm toned, doesn't lean too dark. It's really, really pretty, and again, it's affordable. And if you want just like a neutral shade to pair with like fall themed, fall colored creases, so good. Similarly, this is the shade Thankful. This is a little bit of a warmer bronze, but so sparkly. It has like silver sparkle to it. And again, both of these shades look like they might be like thick and textured on the lid, but I don't find that they are once you actually get them on the eyes. Next up, some shadows from one of my absolute favorite brands. If you watch me, you know how much I love ShinebySD. I actually am an affiliate with them. You can use my code Laura Clark Makeup for 10% off if you want, and I will have my link below in my description box. If you want to save dollars when you order from them, much appreciated, but obviously not necessary. Anyway, I don't know if this is still available. I really, really hope it is. But the shade Hermetic, this was from the Divinity collection, I believe that it's called. That I have a video using the As Above bundle, but anyway, it is beautiful. It's an orange, gold, red shade that has a little bit of an iridescence to it. Like, it doesn't have a super opaque base. It's warm toned. It's like falling leaves, and it's beyond sparkly. All of ShinebySD's shades are so sparkly. It's beautiful all over the lid as a topper, as an inner corner shade. It's chef's kiss times 1,010. It's so, so nice. So I hope it's still available. Also from the Divinity collection, this is from the So Below bundle. The shade Queen of Chaos is again more on the Halloween-y side, but it's so pretty. It's purple, teal, gold. It's, again, these types of shades remind me of Halloween. They remind me of like witchy, kind of ethereal type deal. I don't know. Anyway, so if you wanted a more Halloween-y vibe single, this gives me like witch 100%. I love that shade so much. Moving on. I have one shade that I really, really love that I want to mention from JD Glow. They've said some questionable things on Instagram about abortion rights, so do your research on them, whether or not you want to support them, but maybe you just have this kicking around in your collection. 365 is, to me, like one of the best fall shadows out there. It's so sparkly. It's like a greeny gold with a really beautiful warm toned reddy base. I absolutely adore this shade. I love it with reds. I love it with greens. I love it with neutrals. It's honestly, truly, I'm not joking when I say this is like the epitome of fall, but obviously by your own discretion. But I did want to throw it out there because it is so pretty. Next up, random, kind of old, but I wanted to shout out some of my MAC singles because I feel like a lot of them are very fall appropriate and I have them, so I wanted to shout some of them out. First one is the shade Coppering. I feel like satins, there's a time and a place for them, honestly. I feel like if you're doing just simple one shadow looks, satins kind of are like your one-stop shop. And this is coming from the ultimate, like, I want as much texture and sparkle as I could possibly pack onto my eyes, but I will say, like, I can give some credits to satins, and I feel like, I mean, this is such a beautiful copper, like a bright copper satin shadow that if you're in a rush and there's like, I feel like so many people, or maybe a lot of people, have kind of old MAC singles that even if you just have them in like pots that you bought way back in the day, could be like a good time or way to revive them, get some use out of them. And Coppering is such a good fall shade. Same with Cranberry, one OG, but again, could be like, oh, just one and done shadow. And I mean, it is just a true beautiful satin cranberry shade. Throw it all over the lid and you've got a fall in a look. Same with Antiqued. What a beautiful warm toned satin brown. One and done, you guys, one and done. Says me, who never does one and done anything. But then we have Amber Lights. Again, beautiful. Maybe we take Antique, put that all over the lid, tap Amber Lights in the center. Again, Amber Lights is very fall. It is the OG fall shimmer, I feel like. And don't forget about it. Incorporate it into your looks. Maybe you're trying not to buy stuff and you want to rediscover new things in your collection. And then let me give another shout out to another matte orange single that I have, Red Brick from MAC. This is still such a good matte orange. If you are craving a matte orange single and you don't want to buy a new one, maybe you have that kicking around somewhere. It's such a beautiful pumpkin orange. Okay, let's move on to some more exciting sparkly shades. Let's talk about some of my TerraMoons shadows. Oh, I'm excited even just looking at this palette. Phoenix, I feel like will be the perfect complementary inner corner for any fall look. Well, mostly like warm toned looks or green looks. I feel like this could go really well with green looks. It's just an iridescent orange, gold, blue shade, and it's such a beautiful inner corner shade, or you could put it over a deeper base. I think it's like just such a pretty shade, and I think will be such a beautiful complement to any fall look you want to do. Next up, the shade Big Bang. Again, more of a Halloween-y type fall shade. It's a purple to green. It's giving aliens, it's giving witches, it's giving Halloween. It's stunning. It's stunning. Then I want to shout out Helix Nebula, more of like a grungier kind of fall vibes-ish shade. I love, there's purple, there's green, there's gold. Oh, it's such a beautiful, I mean, honestly, I recommend Helix Nebula across the board, but this in fall is like kind of a different take, but still so incredibly fall appropriate. Then this is maybe more, again, for the shade name, but which is Broom Nebula. I mean, how could I not put this in a fall video? It's giving Halloween again. It's giving witches. It's like a teal, green, blue, purple, so sparkly, really deep shade. So if you want to pull this out for Halloween, this is such a beautiful Halloween shade. Honestly, just because it's like a really deep shimmer. It's, you know, we're getting into those more like sultrier. I mean, I say that and I'll wear like a bright green or bright pink eye look, but I mean, you guys, like, we know you can wear whatever you want. Like, we know that. You wouldn't have clicked though on a fall singles video if you didn't want some like just typical fall recommendations. Anyway, I feel like I have so many beautiful like neutrally leaning shades from TerraMoons. So the shade Inertia, stunning greeny gold blue shade, grungy greens, look no further. Gamma Ray, so honestly unique, a warm brown, has some like purpley readiness to it with some green sparkle, like bright green sparkle. There's like an olivey green shift, stunning. And then Sun Scorched, if you want more of a neutral option, it's just a beautiful like warm brown, bronzy, ready, delicious shade. And then lastly from TerraMoons, this is Halloween in a shadow to me, the shade Midnight Winter. It's a black base with a green, deep green and deep purple shift. And again, really sparkly. And this, to me, this is like Halloween. So if you want like a Halloween shade, look no further than Midnight Winter. All right, now moving on to Clionadh. I wasn't gonna forget them, how dare you. One of my probably most used singles ever, Torch, adore. It's a red to a cranberry with a gold shift, super sparkly. It's a glitter multi-chrome. If you like warm shades, I highly recommend Torch. It's so beautiful. Next up, this is what I'm wearing on my lids today. the shade Ornamental. If you want a grungy green shimmer, delicious. It's a grungy green, but just amped up even more. It has gold. There's a blue shift in there. It's stunning. Okay, my camera cut me off. Literally how rude, but oh, and my battery's gonna die. So let's hope I can finish this out without my camera dying. Fingers crossed. I don't have that many more shades to talk about. And then again, two just perfect fall shades from Clionadh. The shade Corrosion. It's gold, it's green, it has a beautiful warm base to it. It's sparkly. It's so good. It's so good. And then Foiling, one of my favorite interesting neutrals, like interesting neutral singles. It has the slight greeniness to it. Again, it has like a warmer kind of reddy base with beautiful like just gold shift, and it's so textured. I love Foiling so much. And then I have three shades I want to talk about that are kind of in like pot, like individual singles. I have two Colourpop Super Shock shadows. This is the shade Abbot Kinney. Very, again, kind of more traditional, but a beautiful, just like almost has a burgundiness to this brown with some like blue sparkle. I mean, everyone loves Colourpop Super Shock shadows, and this is just a beautiful fall-esque neutral shadow. And then this is so unique. If it's still available and you know, want to buy from Colourpop, I'm not even going to get into that, but the shade So Quiche I think is so underrated. It's so, oh my god, my camera, my battery died. But I have literally 1.5 shadows to talk about. Anyway, I was talking about So Quiche. I know I'm much more zoomed in. Probably should have been this way for the entire video. Oh well. It's like a bronze with a green undertone and pink sparkle to it. It's so pretty. Very fall vibes and very unique. And then finally, an OG shadow. This is the Prismatic Shadow in Voodoo from NYX. Again, it's just a warm brown with a green shift, but maybe you already have this in your collection and you want to pull something out for fall. This is such a good shade. Again, warm toned orange crease with this in the lid. Delicious. Okay, I will leave you now because my girlfriend's going to murder me because I said this was going to take 15 minutes and she's been waiting for me so we can eat supper. So everyone say thank you to her in the comments for putting up with my bullshit. Anyway, hopefully this was fun and new. I feel so passionate about all of these singles, and I always love an excuse to give my singles some love because I don't always give them as much love as they deserve. Let me know what your favorite fall-esque singles are, and if you enjoyed this video. I can still do a palette video if you really want me to. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see you in my next one. Bye!